Hello and welcome to Lemming TV. In today's episode, I'm going to play the new Trackmania campaign, the Winter 2023 campaign, and I'll be reviewing each lap and getting at least gold medal on them. I hope you enjoy. The first track of the campaign is a short, full-speed track. Isn't very special and isn't a great track. I'll give it a minus rating. The second track in the campaign is a short dirt track. It was quite fun and had a nice flow. I would give this track a plus rating. The third track is a tech ice track, where you have to use the ice parts of the track to realign your car so you can make it through the next turn. It is fast to minimize your turn and carry as much speed through the following turn, and this is quite fun track, so I would give it a plus rating. The fourth track was a sausage map with some point paths. The main theme of this track is trying to keep grip on all of the turns and minimize airtime. I like the turn after checkpoint 4, and I will give it a plus rating. The final track in the White series is track 5, which is a classic full-speed lap. After the cool stuff comes a fairly repetitive track with not many areas to gain. I got the AC quite quickly compared to the others, and I'll give it a neutral rating. Track 6 is the first track in the Green series. It was quite a weird track with some left sky-like turns with water. I wasn't a fan of it and will not play it now that I have the AC. I was able to get the AC quite quickly, and I will give it a minus rating. The seventh track is a part bobsleigh, part level. It has some very good bobsleigh turns and some pretty good transitions. That AC was pretty easy. The only issue I had with the track is that it's very easy to fail the last bobsleigh turn, and I will give this track a plus rating. The 8th track is a multi-lap track. It's only the second official multi-lap track in the official campaigns and the first of 2 in this campaign. Its AC was really hard, so I only settled for gold on this track. Overall, it's a pretty good lap, but it's only a plus as the uphill between checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2 is really bad in the second and third lap, where you have higher speeds. Also, I feel that it's placed too early in the campaign for how long it is and its difficulty, and I feel like it should be in the blue or red section. The 9th track is a classic sausage track. You gain time by reducing airtime between the transitions. The AC was quite hard compared to the other green tracks I was able to get. I personally disliked it, but there are lots of good parts. I'll give it a neutral rating. The last track in the Green series is Trackhead. This is a 4-speed map. I personally don't like 4 speeds and do not play much more. I found this track fairly enjoyable. I'll give it a plus rating. Starting the Blue series off is track 11. It's the tech track with some dirt and grass parts. The tech parts are tested. I advise you play this track in Cam 2 as it's quite hard to see the tech parts in Cam 1. It took me long to get the gold, and it took me to get the aces and the green series. I will give this track a plus rating. The 12th track is a remake from A12 from Trackmania Tracker. I'll put a replay of this track after this round. I liked A12 and it was one of my favourite TMNF tracks, but this track was the complete opposite. It's terrible. I completely butchered A12. It should have been a lore map and not an official map. And unlike 808 from Summer 20 and 2022, this track is not fun at all. If there was a minus rating, I'll give it that, but it will have to settle with a minus. The 13th track was a bobsleigh track. Its scenery was very nice and reminded me of Track 11 from Winter 2022. The route was also like Track 11 from Winter 2022. I'm not that good at bobsleigh, but I will be able to get the gold by keeping speed through the last part, which is also where most of my runs ended. I will give this track a neutral rating. The 14th track is a mix between tech and 4-speed with some drifts and some wall rides and loops. It's very weird. There are some good parts and some not so good parts. I did not like the first couple checkpoints and the drop down after checkpoint 4, but the rest was okay. I will give it a neutral rating. The last track in the Blue series is track 15. It is characterised by a lot of drop downs. There are some dirt, sausage and tech turns in this track. The track was pretty good, but wasn't brilliant. The only problem I had with the track is that a lot of the turns were blind and I had to do a few runs until I knew where to go. I'll give it a plus rating. Starting off the Red series was 16. It's a dirt map with some water and snow parts in the run. It's a high speed map. I was quite lucky to get gold in this run, as you'll see in the end, but the medals definitely got a lot harder in this series. There is also a trick you can do in the end. Instead of getting reactor boost down, you get reactor boost up, which will save you a few seconds in the end. I'll give this track a plus rating. Track 17 is a NASCAR track, and it was very hard to get the gold. I spent over half an hour trying to get the gold, which is 3 times longer than I spent getting the gold on track 16. The scenery and the atmosphere is very good, and is quite tropical. The transition to last turn was quite hard and ending off my runs. It was quite enjoyable playing this track, and I will give it a plus rating. The 18th track is a grass track with some full speed elements like a wheelback. Overall, it was fairly fun, but there was one section between checkpoint 2 and checkpoint 3 which I really disliked. You have to drive through lost trees, and a good portion of my runs were destroyed because of a tree or a small broccoli tree. I'll give this track a neutral rating. The 19th track is a no-engine sausage map. I personally have built no-engine tracks before, but I found this track way too slow. When I built my no-engine track, I gave them lots of speed so I could do interesting things with the track, but this track is only has slow repetitive turns. It would have been a neutral or a minus if it was not for the end, which was really bad. They put a no-engine on the ground, and to avoid cuts they put one in the air. But this one clashed with your normal trajectory and crushed a lot of my good runs that would have been gold. I'll give this track a minus rating. The final track of the Red series is track 20, a nice map with some road and dirt paths. I think this track was okay. It was not a bad track, but wasn't a great track like track 22 from winter 2022, which really got me into ice. There was just a lack of ice slides in the track. I'll give it a neutral rating. Starting off the Black series was track 21. There was a mixed track which includes drifts, ice slides, dirt and grass fields. This track was alright with no standout parts, or really bad parts. The only 2 complaints I have is firstly for the visibility. It was really dark and I could not see much, especially on my first runs, but it got better as I learned the route of the track. I also disliked one of the drifts which had poles midway through, but I was able to get a good race ride which went around it. I will rate this track a plus. Track 22 is an ice plastic lap. Like Track 20, I was not a huge fan and felt it lacked ice type. The gold medal was very hard and it took me half an hour to get the gold medal, but as you can see from the delta of this run, this was an incredibly fast run. The only part which I did not like was the end, as I felt the jump was awkward and ended in loss of my runs. Overall, I found this track slightly frustrating to drive, but there were some good parts that made up for it, so I'll give this track a neutral rating. The 23rd track is a dirt track with some run parts. I enjoyed it and found the track had a good flow. The only part I disliked was the uphill after checkpoint 5 and the turn after checkpoint 8, which I found was not a very comfortable line and I kept crashing into the grass. Also, there were some transitions that could have been improved, but they were still fairly good. I especially like the turn right after checkpoint 2. I enjoy the track and I'll give it a plus rating. When I played Track 12, I didn't think there would be an official track worse than that, but I was wrong. I absolutely hated this track. It's a sausage grass lap, and my main issues were that there was not a correct camera angle for it, as if you're in cam 1 you would be impeded on the sausage, and if you're in cam 2 you'll be impeded on the grass parts. The next bad thing about this track was that there are lots of the transitions were pretty bad, especially the first one, which ended the majority of my runs. The next problem was that a lot of the turns weren't very good, especially the sausage turns, but the grass turns in comparison were fairly good. Finally, my last and biggest problem is the end. Approaching the end there is no visibility, and it's easy to crash into parts of the track where it thinnens, and there's also the end jump, which is incredibly precise and destroyed 2 runs that would have been gold, courtesy of them hitting the finish block before they made their way to the finish. Like Track 12, if there was a minus rating, I would give it that, but it will settle with a minus. And finally, rounding out this campaign is Track 25. This track is a bobsleigh ice map with some dirt parts. I enjoyed this track and did not have many issues with the track, apart from the no steer section, which I was not a big fan of, but overall it was a pretty fun track and my personal favourite track from the Black series. It's tough to call whether it's a plus or a plus plus, but I will give it a plus plus. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!